We just launched the world's first DeFi-trained AI agent and community platform. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the three key capabilities that'll help you earn income from the crypto that you already hold, learn everything you need about decentralized finance, and manage your entire portfolio from one place. At the center of this platform is our AI agent. It's trained on over 600 hours of course material, office hours, workshops, and playbooks, and it connects directly to your wallet, sees every position you own, and coaches you in real time based on what you're actually holding. You're getting real DeFi practitioner grade precision and answers. Just a quick note before we get started. Today we're live on Base, on Arbitrum, and on Ethereum, but we are adding support for Solana and Sui next. So if that's where your bags are, hold tight. We'll have that available shortly. Let's jump in. This is your main dashboard, your home base inside the platform, where you have four modules that are all live. You have the portfolio tracker, where you can see every position you own across the chains that we support in real time. And today we support Arbitrum, Ethereum, and Base. You can see the DeFi Academy, which holds the 17-module video course, our workshops, our office hours, community calls, and this is where you can join all of our live programs. We've got the Market Intel tab. This is where you can get real-time DeFi rates across your protocols, macro signals, and our editorial take on what's moving in the market. We have the discussion board where the community asks questions, shares what's working, and learns from each other. And at the bottom right, you have our AI agent. It's available across the entire platform. And what makes it different is that it's context aware. It can see inside this platform your portfolio, your positions, every lesson, and the entire overseas DeFi IP. So when you ask it a question, you don't get a generic answer. You get coaching that's specific to your portfolio. The AI is the layer that ties this whole platform together. And we'll dive into it in just a moment. But let's start off with the DeFi Academy. This is where we house 103 plus lessons across the entire library, from workshops to community calls, office hours, courses, and all of our live programming. Every single call comes with chapter timestamps, a transcript, and a study guide tailored to this specific lesson. If you want to look at our courses, we start off with crypto fundamentals, then move on to DeFi essentials and capital deployment and execution. If you want to join our weekly programming, go to join calls. Our schedule is listed for that week directly here, and we typically have 4 to 6 calls per week that you can join and participate. Now let's move on to the portfolio tracker. The first thing that you want to do is you want to connect your wallet. So I'm going to connect it to my Rabi wallet, and after a few seconds, it loads every single position you have associated with your wallet across the chains that we support. Now you have your liquidity pools where you can get a snapshot of what the fees and your position looks like. We have our Aave lending and borrowing where you can see your health factor, your loan to value ratio, and a quick view of how deep of a correction you can survive. For those of you who are using leveraged liquidity pools, we support Revert. You can see all of your Revert positions. We can see your GMX perpetuals. If you have leveraged long positions or leveraged short positions, all of that will show up here. We have spot assets tab where you can see all the assets associated with your wallet. And for those of you who like to run a delta neutral or hedging strategy with your liquidity pools, you can see all of your long deltas, your short deltas, and it does it by asset and per chain if you click into it. Now let's ask our AI agent about our current risk profile. How do I improve my risk score? After a few seconds, it'll go over what your current position is, where you're the most exposed, where your longs and shorts are coming from, your current hedges, and it'll provide a recommendation on 3 ways to improve your overall health factor and lower your risk. And what's great about this is at the bottom of the text, we always provide a video lesson. So you can click into it and it takes you directly into the video from our library where we talk about this specific topic. So when you combine a context-aware AI that's also trained on over 600 hours of our content, you get personalized guidance. At 3 o'clock in the morning, if you have a question, you're not getting generic ChatGPT advice. You get something that is tailored to your portfolio with real DeFi practitioner grade precision. Now let's jump into the liquidity pools. As you can see, it's showing me all the different positions associated with this wallet. I have a position on Base via Revert, Uniswap v3. It's an Ethereum USDC pool on the 0.3% tier. It's currently in range. If I hover over the current price, it's at 23.10. You can see my uncollected fees, what my current fee APR is, my borrow APY because I am borrowing some cash and then injecting it into this liquidity pool. You can see my health factor, my liquidation price, and I can survive a 47% drop. Handy information that you can look at across all the different positions associated with your wallet. Now let's move over to our lend borrow positions with Aave. What's nice about this is you can see your health factor, you can see your current loan to value ratio, your liquidation threshold. One handy indicator is how much of a drop your portfolio can survive. Right now it's showing that I can survive a 47% drop. And what's great is it also shows me my liquidation prices. I know that I can survive a drop to ETH being around 1200 or Bitcoin being around 41,000. That's where the liquidation starts to happen. But you can see my lending positions, my lending APY, and my borrow positions and my borrow APY. Now, if I wanted to simulate and test some actions, let's say I wanted to find out what would happen if the market dropped by 20%. So I can just move this tab down and you can see my health factor move down to 1.24, my collateral, my debt, my loan to value ratio. Now, the other thing that's nice about this is you can link simulated actions, meaning you can swap some debt, you can repay some debt, and you can borrow some debt all in one calculation. So as far as simulating different scenarios, a great tool to understand where you stand. You also have the ability to open up TradingView. So if you wanted to look at the ETH chart, the SOL chart, the SUI chart, Bitcoin chart, all that is available here. And with our next release, we are integrating our AI into this so that it can do some technical analysis for you directly within this platform. Let's move on to the perps. So this is where you can see your total short size, your P&L, your liquidation price, market price, the collateral that you're supplying, and your total leverage, and if it's a short or long position. In the spot assets, pretty straightforward. You can see all the assets that you own in your wallet. And for those of you who are running a delta neutral strategy, what's great about this is you can look at your total longs, your total short deltas, your net delta. We even provide you a delta neutral score, and we can show you your per asset delta breakdown across all the different chains, all the different assets. Now, one feature that's in beta is our fee tracker. Now, for those of you who have been doing liquidity pools for a while, you know the pain that comes with tracking liquidity positions because you're sometimes leveraging positions, deleveraging, moving your range, rebalancing, and all the protocols that exist today are not great for tracking. So everyone lives in Excel and it's a very arduous process. With us, we have the ability to look at your liquidity pools as one contiguous position. You can see all the fees that are being collected, the move ranges, the deposits, the leverages, the deleverages. And if I sort by date, the position was opened on January 14th, I believe, and runs all the way down to today's date. And this is available on a position by position basis, and we should have this coming out shortly. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention, if you're utilizing our AI and you're wanting to not just get information about your portfolio, but let's say you want to learn about bridging. How do I bridge? We're going to pull from the overseas DeFi playbooks, exactly how we would recommend, the tools that we would recommend. All of that is detailed directly here, step by step, and we're going to surface a video link so you can go learn about it and do it the right way. And this cuts your learning time down significantly and helps you accelerate your journey to being profitable in decentralized finance. Now let's move on to the market intel tab. So this is where you can see the fear and greed index. You can look at the ISM PMI, the Fed funds rate. You can look at the cost of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin dominance, additional economic indicators directly here. So it's a one-stop shop for you to get an understanding of what's happening in the market. All this data is streamed real time. And then at the bottom here, we have our weekly newsletter that we publish 3 times per week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We give you a deep analysis of what we're seeing in the marketplace. And down here, you're looking at trending articles so you can stay up to date. Now, the discussion board, this is where you can post questions, type in the details, and we'll get back to you and answer your specific questions. Now you might be wondering, how do I get started with overseas DeFi? And there's 2 different ways. First, we have the community, which is $97 a month. It comes with a 7-day free trial, and you can cancel anytime. You get access to the AI coach, the full portfolio tracker, the market intel dashboard, the 17-module video course, and the discussion board where you can paste questions and connect with our community. We also have the Overseas DeFi Accelerator. Now, this is done by application, so if you're interested, book a call. But what it essentially includes is everything in the community, plus you get structured weekly lessons where we go deep into what is hedging, what is bridging, how do you do self custody, how do you manage your liquidity pools, how do you open up short positions. Everything you need to know to be a successful DeFi practitioner is built into these 2-hour weekly lessons. Then we have weekly macro calls with live portfolio reviews. We're going to talk about what's happening from a technical analysis standpoint. We'll review different charts. We'll talk about macro related activity, and we'll discuss what are some of the new protocols where we can earn yield. And it's a great way for you to stay connected to what's happening in the space. We also do weekly office hours that are 2 hours long. You can show up, share your screen, and we'll guide you through whatever questions that you have. Plus, we provide a dedicated Telegram chat that gives you direct access to our coaches. So if you have questions about what's happening in the market, what we're doing with our portfolios, all that information is shared so you can have a good understanding of what you can do. And finally, we provide quarterly one-on-one calls as well, where we can review your portfolio, review your progress. Now, if you're interested in getting started, click the link below, and I'll see you in the inside.